Okay, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, obviously the top of the list. But who goes first and when, Marcus?
I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson here because, well, why not? I mean, we're talking about the reigning league MVP, the guy who was the top among fantasy quarterbacks last season. Let's sort of break down how he gets it done, right? Imagine having the QB 12 when it comes to passing statistics, right? Just slightly better than Jared Goff. And then imagine having the running back 26 when it just comes to rushing stats, just ahead of Latavius Murray. And then when their powers combine in one player, you get Lamar Jackson. He's like Captain Planet, but far less annoying. I mean, why wouldn't you make this guy the first quarterback off the board?
Oh, I don't know, Marcus, because of regression. It's you're the one who shows up with the dessert tray, and you're like, hey, look at these great desserts, not telling me it's going to be 3,000 calories. This is why I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. The one thing that I love about him is he was so great last year. You see right there, he's a QB7. He missed a couple of games with injuries. And now I feel like once he's had the weight of not having to worry about winning a Super Bowl, he can go full YOLO. They're playing with house money at this point. I really do believe that we have not seen the best of Patrick Mahomes yet, and we're going to see it this season. This is why he should be the first quarterback off the board.
Wow. Listen, you can't go wrong with either quarterback, but then you sort of have the next tier of the top quarterbacks. So, Marcus, who starts that tier?
Well, for me, it's Dak Prescott. I mean, for all the hullabaloo about Lamar Jackson, understandably, Dak slid in there as the QB2 and had arguably the best season of his career. He had 10 games with 20 or more fantasy points, 4 games with more than 25 fantasy points, and this is an offense that has become more Dak-centered over the last couple of seasons. They add CeeDee Lamb. They get an upgrade at tight end with the younger, more athletic Blake Jarwin. I expect that Dak Prescott, again, is going to be a top 2 or 3 quarterback, and there's certainly a chance maybe he quietly slides in there and takes over the number 1 spot this year.
I 100% agree with Marcus. I think that Dak is a great option. Russell Wilson's a great option. The quarterback I'm looking at, though, is Kyler Murray. And if you look at the trends over the last couple of seasons, obviously you've seen these quarterbacks make a huge leap in their second season, guys like Patrick Mahomes and Lamar, who we talked about. I think that Kyler Murray in this offense, with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins, has an opportunity to be really special. The only difference is last year, we were able to get Lamar in the 11th, 12th round. Kyler, the secret's already out on him. You're going to have to invest a little bit early, but I really do believe it's going to be worth the investment.
Offensive Rookie of the Year without DeAndre Hopkins. I cannot wait to see those two together. All right, let's get to some breakouts, though. Some potential sleepers. Whose arrow is pointing up, Rank?
You know, I really like Daniel Jones. I know a lot of people were upset. I should say Giants fans were upset when they selected him with the 6th overall pick. Baker Mayfield was even running his name into the ground. But you know what? When he took over in that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he showed that not only does he have a great arm, he's got some athleticism too. And I really do believe that the addition of Jason Garrett is going to be huge for him. And I know that everybody's going to make the memes of Jason Garrett clapping and doing all that stuff. But understand, when he took over as the offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys years ago, Tony Romo had one of the best seasons of his career, throwing for 4,200 yards. 36 touchdowns. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is going to get those numbers because especially the beginning of their season is very tough, those first 4 weeks. But week 5, this is somebody you need to pick up off the waiver wire because he's going to be a stud.
You know, I like Daniel Jones a lot. I'm going to stay in the division, though, and I'm going to go with Carson Wentz as my breakout sleeper, whichever one you want to call him. I mean, this is a guy that I feel like we've sort of forgotten about when we talk about quarterbacks, and a lot of it has just sort of been bad luck. He's had injury issues. Last year was basically wide receiver apocalypse by the time they got to the end of the season. I think they were running Greg Ward and then like the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia out there at wide receiver. They've got talent there. If they can just keep everybody healthy, we've seen Carson Wentz be an MVP candidate, and I think he can do that again as long as they keep all their key players on the field.
Yep, they got Ertz and Goddard, Miles Sanders, a healthy Deshaun Jackson. I mean, I'm just saying, Carson Wentz is probably a good option.